Welcome to People in Legal.
Nice to meet you, David.
Fantastic to be in Auckland. We've had some really interesting chats today about what you guys are actually up to. So for our audience, do you want to do an introduction and tell us about yourself and about the company?
So LawCyborg is a New Zealand-based tech startup working in the tax and accounting space to create AI-driven, client-specific, context-driven research and commentary to help professionals do meticulous research in a way that they couldn't do before. So New Zealand company, and we're now across Australia, New Zealand, and the UK, helping people do work better.
You come from a legal background originally.
Yeah, so I practiced law here in New Zealand for a number of years at a big firm. And then I actually spent 6 months at the New Zealand Embassy to the UN, working on some really cool projects there and participating in that space, and then made the pivot to work in legal tech as something I'm really personally passionate about. And I think there's some amazing changes and opportunities in this world to shape how things move forward, and clearly a space ripe for disruption.
Like, everyone's having conversations about AI. What makes you guys different?
Yeah, I think what we get to be really proud about is I sit in a part of the team that talks to customers and works with people and finds solutions, but we're really a software company.
Yeah.
We're a team of developers and engineers who are deeply embedded in how the world of AI and data works together. And they're pioneering things that didn't exist 2 years ago, and have implemented some of the first solutions of using HIDE protocols, for example. What also makes us different is that we are a small company solving a very specific use case and scenario, which means that we can really hone in on how that works and what people need to do that research and find that commentary on their situation. So we can solve a problem really, really well and be really responsive to our users. I love when people give me a call and say, hey, I wish it could do this. And we can make that happen.
What you're doing is you're allowing them to go and access information very, very easily, put it together, collate it together, so they can get a faster product to their clients. They can give their clients better advice.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Because we're able to search across data sets and knowledge that it's really hard as a practitioner who's got all sorts of pressures from clients and business pressures and all those sorts of things to spend time making sure they've read every single ATO binding ruling that's out there and reading all the commentary and all the advice in every case. And you can't do that, right? It's humanly impossible. But by using AI systems that A, know how the system works, and B, pull across all that data really comprehensively, you get that advice that you're saying that gets you more comprehensive answers faster. So you can spend more time doing the bits of your job that you love and enjoy doing. And it's better for your clients. It's better for your business. There's nothing not to love.
I mean, back in the day when I was actually practicing, I mean, research was actually a really big part of what we were doing. And I can understand like getting access to information, but I think from a point of view of an accounting practice point of view as well, or a legal practice point of view, it means you've got more certainty around what sort of fees you're billing a client. So what you can do is, I mean, effectively, if you're a fixed fee, you've got more confidence you're not writing time off.
Exactly. You're able to get to the crux of your issue way faster. You're not spending 3 hours finding the information. That information's there in front of you straight away. So you can cross-check that information side by side, verify that information, which is still really important to do. It's not replacing your judgment or your years of expertise and those skills that we pay our accountants and our lawyers for. But it means that you get to the crux of it really fast and then can do the cool stuff that everyone knows that you can do.
They want to know what the accountant's talking about at the end of the day is the right kind of stuff.
Exactly. You need to know that they have checked all the things and they're across the latest changes in legislation and newer ideas that are coming out from the regulator. And then also those skills of human judgment and understanding the risks that your client faces and understanding their business. That's something AI can't do.
Absolutely. What I like in our conversations is you're not the everything platform. You actually solve specific sort of problems for specific sort of practice groups or industry. I really like that you've actually honed AI into that sort of area.
We've found a real pain point that we think accountants and lawyers face in their day-to-day lives, that when you say the word research, there's some weird feeling you feel in your heart and in your gut and in your stomach where you go, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. That's a thing I don't like doing. And so we can really solve that part of their life and turn it into something that they have fun with, hone in and not try and do all the other bits on the side. I think my message to practitioners all the time is spend time looking at what's out there. The market's constantly evolving. There's new tools that are coming to do things and fill gaps that you might have. We're not going to fill in your tax return for you. We're not going to submit documents to the ATO. Those are things that other people might be solving, and you've got to find your way. But understanding what it is that needs to go into those documents, what it means when you change numbers and how you structure things, that's what we can help you with. Yeah, so New Zealand first, that's where we've started. We've been in Australia for coming up on 9 months and have a really good user base there. And we love talking to Australian clients and solving their problems. And just this month, actually, beginning of March, we launched our UK office. And we've got an amazing team there trying to talk to UK accountants and tax advisors and really understand how they work. And we're spending a lot of time sort of understanding those differences in that market, right? What does the HMRC do that's different to what the ATO or IRD does? And how do those finance acts that aren't consolidated together change how that regulatory landscape works? So we're really loving that challenge.
Quick challenge. Okay, so have you got a quick story you can share with us about a client's life you made just totally better, totally different?
Yeah, I can probably, without any names,
that's fine,
think of an accounting firm in the mountains of Sydney, Blue Mountains, I think. And they, large firm, probably 30 people, they've now turned it on for all their senior staff. So managers, senior managers, directors, they all now have access to LawCyborg, and they're able to put in those queries when someone calls them up on the phone and says, this is going on, and structure their work, get a really good first sense of what's going on, and then provide that information to their junior staff to go, now I understand myself a little bit more about what's going on. And now I can help you understand and learn the things that I need you to do. And also speed up what they're doing for clients. So they're seeing rapid improvements in efficiency in what they're able to build to clients. But also I keep hearing them talk about how they feel in their heart and that they love doing research now. They love going to work. They love those curly questions from their client. And I think that for me is really powerful when we use this AI thing, which is really technical and robotic, and we turn it into a feeling that makes you feel good about your day.
Yeah, no, I could see that. I mean, one of the things that just occurred to me from point of view of our conversation was that this would actually allow practices to differentiate themselves very deeply from other practices. So where you've got a general practice, accounting firm that do, or law practice that might run a certain way and do work generally, this would allow them to really niche down into particular industry segments and actually get deep research in that areas to provide like a real niche type of service, which they can probably charge more for.
Yeah, it means that you can be a jack of all trades in more of a sense, right? And I think it's hard to say across everything. You can't know every change that happened in the law. You can't, you have a really good grounding and skill set and training to understand the principles, but you can't be across every single thing that changes. So it enables you to go really deep and focus on that issue and provide something that's specific and context driven rather than this generic high level advice. So someone's talking about their assets and those assets happen to be cows. You can provide really specific agricultural related knowledge and those exceptions rather than just focusing on asset management generally. And that I think is really powerful because now your client feels like you know them and you can spend more time getting to know just how many cows they have and what the impact they have.
Totally agree. Amazing solution. I love the growth you guys are having as well and your stories.
Thank you so much. Great meeting you. Thank you for the conversation.